Hi, hello again. My name is Emma and welcome to my channel. Okay, I'm just going to fix you up just a little bit right here. Okay, here we are. Okay, so today, dun dun dun, dun dun dun, is, so today is Thursday and it's Faith Night Thursday. And what I do is that I just like to read a little bit about the word and just to share a little bit of what more or less what I've been reading, what it tries to imply to me, and then in turn I'll share it with you. Okay, so right now I'm in the book that's called The Bible in 52 Weeks. And so far I am in week 14 and I have read Joshua 21 to 24. Some of the things really didn't really stand out to me. Basically, in Joshua 21 to 21:45. Now, basically, in the beginning of Joshua, it just seemed like Joshua was just kind of like mandating what property was going to go to who. And it was all about mostly territories, cities, pastured land, and then they had to, that's where God had promised that where they would be. So that was the land that God gave them. And in order to get that, they had to go through a lot of processes of invading these places and taking them for their own. And that literally meant slaughtering, whoever was in that city that they were going to overtake. And it's sad because it involved a lot of women, children, young men. It was crazy back in those days, but it was something that the Lord had intended. It was something that had to be. And of course, when I don't know how all these other places came about when Israel was in captivity in Egypt, but all these other places, when they were brought out of Egypt, Israel had to go and take over the lands that I guess really didn't belong to the people who were already there, and it belonged to Israel. So God had to help Israel gain that land back. And that was what he had promised them. That's what he told them, that he was going to take them out of slavery and captivity and take them to the promised lands that he had told them. Even though it did take them with Moses 40 years. And even Moses didn't even see the promised land. And a lot of people who were going around that mountain for 40 years didn't see that promised land. I guess the majority of the ones that did see it finally were the ones who were under the leadership of Joshua, and those who had become grandchildren or children and grandchildren. Those are the ones who really basically entered the promised land that God had promised them. So a little bit after Joshua, it was a lot of generations, a lot of names that I basically couldn't even pronounce, but this was given to so-and-so, and he has so-and-so family, starting out with this one and that one and this one, and we got that one, and it was given to this one and that one and that. It was a lot. But I muddled through. I try to pronounce every name but as best of my ability. But went through it, and I did go through, finally I found something that kind of meant and says something to me, and that was 21:45, Joshua 21:45, and it said, the Lord kept every one of his promises that he had made to the people of Israel. And he was also talking before then of how to keep the commandments, because I think Joshua was about to, he was getting very old, and he was going to eventually die. And he was telling the people, you really need to keep these commandments, because if you don't, what's going to happen is God's going to turn, and he's going to turn his anger on you, and you don't want to be part of that. Basically, you don't want to be part of his wrath. You don't want him to, punish you, and who knows in what way, like he did, in past times when the people of Israel disobeyed him. 22:5, it was also in Joshua. It said, love thy Lord your God, do his will, obey his commandments, be faithful to him, and serve him with all your heart and soul. So I think we basically heard that one before, love the Lord your God with all your might, and heart and soul. So that did jump out at me. I basically just read the same thing. I'm going towards Judges now, but even in the book, I don't recall, what do you call it, underlining. I did underline some things, but not a lot of them. Okay, so in this one, in Joshua 16:23-16, I did underline, if you do not keep the commandment, if you do not keep the covenant which the Lord your God commanded you to keep, and if you serve and worship other gods, then in his anger he will punish you, and soon none of you will be left in this good land that he has given you. So in other words, if you didn't keep his covenant and his commandments, everybody, was going to die. They, in that land, they were all going to die. Other than that, I don't think there was the one that I think we all know, and that was 24, where is it? 24:15. But if you are not willing to serve him, decide today whom you will serve. The gods your ancestors worshipped in Mesopotamia, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you are now living. As for my family and me, we will serve the Lord. I think that was it. Okay, and then I had 24. I should have brought my magnifying glass. 24:27. He said to all the people, I think this was Joshua, because he was already at the point where before he was dying. And this kind of like got me, because he was trying to tell the people, make sure you do what you're told to do. The people then said, they had built an altar, and who do you call it? Joshua was upset because they built this altar and they weren't supposed to, but the people defended themselves by saying, no, it wasn't an altar that we were trying to build against God. It was an altar so that God could know that we are following him. So Joshua was all, okay, I get that. Was all happy with that. Again, Joshua kept telling the people, but you may not be able to serve the Lord. He is, wait a minute. I guess he went through everything that happened when the people were, when God saved the people from Egypt. And it goes on, the people replied, "We would never leave the Lord to serve other gods. The Lord our God bought our fathers and us out of slavery in Egypt, and we saw the miracles that he performed. He kept us safe wherever we went among all the nations through which we passed. As we advanced into this land, the Lord drove out all the Amorites who lived here. So we also will serve the Lord. He is our God." And then Joshua...
Time went by so fast.
Yeah, it did.
I thought I just went up there like 5 minutes ago.
Are you staying down here?
I guess. I don't know.
Why, are you going back up or what?
I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Okay.
Fairy's mom said I had to come down.
Okay.
He headbutt me in the mouth.
Okay. So then Joshua kept talking to the, what he called, to the people from the Israelites, you know. And at the last part, like I said, what got to me when Joshua wrote these commands in the book of the law of God, then he took a large stone and set it up under the oak tree in the Lord's sanctuary. He said to the people, "This stone will be our witness. It has heard all the words that the Lord has spoken to us." A stone. That's pretty impressive. Is that stone there today? I don't know. It might. I don't know. But for a stone to say that it heard everything that a stone could hear, got me. I was like, there has to be something behind that, because how can a rock hear anything? But evidently...
Here or here?
Here. Evidently, this stone did. So I gotta find out more about that kind of stone. And it claims that it was a witness on top of that. Okay? It said, "It has heard all the words that the Lord has spoken to us, so it will be a witness against you to keep you from rebelling against your God." Then Joshua sent the people away, and everyone returned to his own part of the land. And then after that, that's when Joshua finally passed away. And so now I'm going on to the book of Judges. So that's all I got from that. But you know, that to me, the stone was impressive to me. You know, that, I don't know, there was something about a rock or a stone before, right? I think there was something. I know he hit the rock and the water came out of the rock with Moses, but then, you know, God got mad at Moses because he hit the rock twice and he was only supposed to hit it once. But there was another one with the rock or stone. Anyway, I don't know if that'll ever, you know, maybe God will bring it to mind to me and I can share that with you. But I know there was something else about a rock or a stone. Okay, so getting to my seed book. I had made this book and I'm trying to revise it. So it's called a seed book, and it was like one of my very first a junk journal that I had decided to do. And I still want to make more, but right now I'm concentrating on this one. The other one, if I do make more seed books, they'll probably be in a smaller size. They'll probably be this size, okay? And of course it will just be like my Valentine one, but it will be inspirational, not, you know, yeah. And so it will be this size. So again, I had the seed cards. I had the seed cards in there, and what I do is that I write down the seeds that I planted, because like that verse says, "What you reap, you sow," and that is so true. Why is he barking? Cersei, come here. Toy! Let the dog out in the back for a little bit. I guess he has to go to the bathroom. So, I did end up I did make up the little gifts for the girls at the bank. Only like for 5 minutes and then bring them back in. And,
Let's go.
and I ended up on the, okay, so, and I wrote it down. Okay, so I blessed the girls at the bank with the little mini journals and, you know, some makeup and stuff. And on the 20th, so then as the days were going on, I write down the date that I did the blessing, and well, the date that what blessings came from the date that I planted the seed. So on the 22nd, I did it on the 20th. I should write that down, right? Planted, I had a pen here. Where'd it go? Oh, no, okay. I'm going to write seed. Blessings. I'm going to put seed, but I'll remember to redo it later. So I planted the seed on December 20th, and I had gotten 2 blessings in return already. Now, again, this is, again, about the heavenly account that you're trying to create from heaven and bring it down to earth, okay? Because like the verse said, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So you have to remember, once you're a citizen of the kingdom,
Okay, I'm in the backyard.
what?
I'm in the backyard.
Okay, you're more accessible to the realm of things of the world in the kingdom. And it's a lot different than what you're living down here. Like extremely 2 different worlds. Totally different. But again, a lot of it we had already been blessed to be part of, because as children of God, as citizens of the kingdom, God has already shared a lot of heaven with us, and there's still yet more. There's vast of more that we haven't seen yet or heard of yet. So the first blessing that I had gotten, and that was, I was blessed with funds to get the groceries that I needed in order to take care of, to make our main dish, which was, we usually have tamales on for Christmas. It's like a tradition, and I only get so much funds, so I have to really, use my funds sparingly. But luckily, I was blessed with some extra funds, and I was able to make 80 tamales. So I was really happy about that. So that was a number one blessing that came from because of planting the seed. Okay. Another one is that I think I talked to you guys about this one last week. And it was going to the a Latin market. And usually I go to a different market, but I didn't want to walk all the way over there because I was really tired. I think I mentioned this last week, and everything that I needed I found at that store, and it was all on sale. So that was another blessing. On the 23rd, my daughter's aid card was filled with back pay because she hadn't seen any funds in her account, and she was like, it's been a while and she hadn't seen anything, and she was called me and said, it finally came in, and I was happy about it because she shares that card with me. So that's another financial help right there. So I was really, really happy. And it was a good financial amount too. And but we're still, she already has it. We're just waiting for the card to come in through the mail. So that was another, like, yay! We were so happy about that. Another one, and that was on the 24th, was, and this might not be significant to you, but it is to me, because it was something that I didn't have to rush and run out the door to get, because it's, you know, like I said, I have to walk everywhere. So on the 24th, you know, I always make the tamales, the rice, and, you know, potatoes and potato salad and all that, all the dishes. Well, when I had just started the rice and everything like that, and I had grabbed the beans that I needed to make the, what do you call it, the rice. So I'm grabbing all these, you know, the ingredients and stuff like that. And as I was opening the can of the beans that I needed, I realized that the can on top had a pull-up tab on the can, and I was like, wait a minute, this can never has a pull-up tab on it. Why does it have a pull-up tab? So I looked at the can, and it was the wrong can of beans. Instead of it being pigeon peas, which in Spanish we call gandules, they were just regular peas. And I was like, I looked at the can, I was like, oh my God, I bought the wrong can, thinking it was pigeon peas, and it wasn't. So I'm like, oh, and I was just about to put the, you know, the peas inside the, what do you call it, the rice, because I was almost done. I was like, I'm gonna have to run to the store now. And it was, snow had already fallen. I had to get my coat on, run to the store, and I was already tired for making all those tamales. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I just can't believe this. So I'm like, oh God, I don't know if I can do this, but I have no choice. I'm gonna have to shut the rice off, run to the store, come back and finish it. And I said, you know what? Something prompted me and said, go back to the cupboard and see if you have a can and a can in the cupboard. And I usually always have, now you could probably say, oh, well, that's just a coincidence because you're always buying cans, and of course one's going to be back there. You know, that's always, but not knowing that, I thought I had used the last can of pigeon peas because I had made a rice con gandules for Thanksgiving, and I used 2 of them. And so thinking I didn't have any, that's why when I went to El Centro, I bought another can. So I said, no, I don't have any, I had to buy one. So when I went into the cupboard to look for one, and just, you know, because in me, I thought, I know I don't have any. I used the other 2, you know, not too long ago. But I said, you know what, just let me check, just, please, Lord, just let me check. So I checked. I moved some yams that I had that I didn't use for Thanksgiving. I moved it, and bam, there was the can of gandules, the pigeon peas. I was like, thank you, Lord, thank you. I was so happy. That was blessing number 3. I was so happy that I didn't have to get all dressed up and run to the store and come back. Oh my God. You don't know what a blessing that was for me. You know, I was really stoked about that. So so far, those are the blessings that I had gotten. Now I have other ones that I have to write down. On the 24th, I have more seeds that I have planned. I have to write them down. On the 24th, I gave tamales and cookies as gifts to neighbors and to my daughter. So, well, I really don't count my daughter because she's my daughter, but I definitely do count the seed of giving the tamales and the cookies to my neighbor as a seed. So that was a seed that I felt like I'm going to write it down and I'm going to see what blessing will come from that. Again, these are seeds that you're sowing. Again, these are ways so that you do these things of giving. It's like a golden rule. You do these things to give in order so you could receive, and what you receive is coming from the account, the heavenly account that you're building in heaven. And when you build that heavenly account and you sow these seeds, whatever you build up in your time of need, that heavenly account distributes what you have, and it comes down and it flows into your life, and it sends whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever your needs are, they get met. If it's by a thing, financially, clothes, food, whatever it is, it comes down and meets your need. That's how come I really like that one verse, Philippians 4:19. And I repeat this every now and then when I can remember. God shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. And I even tell my daughter, just say, God will supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. Or I'll say it, God will supply all my daughter's needs according to his riches and glory. Or my son's needs according to his riches and glory. And I just say it over and over again. Another one that I like is that the Lord does like us when we come boldly to him. Come boldly to his throne, he says. And in 4:16, he does say, let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help us in time of need. So that kind of like all, comes together. When you feel like you have no way out, when you feel like, I have no way out of this, or I don't know how I'm going to get through this. That is why you sow seeds. So God is the way. He will find a way to get you through whatever you're going through, whatever victory you need. Because bottom line, you're a winner. Once you side with him, you win automatically. And I think I remember one time I read in this one, I don't know if it was a story somebody told me, and this one lady, she was so down and out, and she didn't, I don't know if I heard it at the church or something, it was a story, and she didn't have no food at all whatsoever, and I guess she had children that she had to feed. Well, she ended up putting the Bible in an empty fridge because she didn't have no food. And because of that, because of her faith, the next day, friends and neighbors, and I guess whoever she knew, came by and bought her bags and bags of groceries. And all she did was put the Bible in an empty fridge and ask God to bless her. And mightily he did. He did. So I know with 2023 coming up, in a few days, start sowing some seed, guys. Start sowing some seeds, and, start making plans and goals and all those wonderful things you want to do. But definitely make, God a part of it, because He is your ultimate planner. I mean, you have plans, but believe me, He has greater plans for you. You'll start them, but He's the finisher of our faith. He'll finish what you started, okay? And there's a big one about that one. Love it. I love it. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. And we will see you next Thursday for Faith Night Thursday. And I'll definitely see you tomorrow for craft. What is it? Oh my God, I have to memorize these things. I keep forgetting what the heck they are. I'll see you tomorrow for Craft Night Friday. Okay, so like a fish in the sea. So glad you caught me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and definitely comment. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.